So I'm sitting next to Kendrick Lamar. And here's the funny thing. Moses, who, is the creator of Roast Battle, he's frantically texting me, dude, do you know who you're sitting next to? I'm like, there's some black dude. I think he plays on the Lakers.
Hi, besties. Welcome to the podcast, Earl Skakel. How are you doing?
You know, it's memory lane right now. You know this, but your viewers don't. I lived in this building in 1988.
1988.
And not just in the building, but literally.
We would have been neighbors.
I mean, you would have been minus 10 or something of that nature. So it's the weirdest, surreal feeling right now. Because a stripper used to live here.
Oh.
She always had that window open.
Now that you tell me that, though, I do feel the energy that she left behind, I think, sometimes.
I mean, this building could have been a sitcom because you had the stripper here, you had me there, you had Donnie, the black dude, who lived across from me, who was like stealing my electricity. He had like an extension cord. I don't know what. It was my first apartment building.
Really?
So now I don't want to ask how much you pay, but this is how much I paid in 1988.
Okay.
$1,270.
For a 2-bedroom?
Yeah.
I pay.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
I'll tell you later.
And then I had a few roommates. One guy was a crackhead, and then another guy was he was a womanizer. And he had the greatest racket ever. He worked at a gym, and he had a tanning bed put in his bedroom. So you had all these amazingly hot girls. Oh, I'd love to come and tan. And then...
Dang, you probably had a high electricity bill. Some guy stealing it and then him having a tanning bed, like...
It was exorbitant, to say the least.
Well, it is weird. You said, when I sent you the address, you're like, I used to live there. And then you said 302. I'm like, that's crazy. What a small world. What are the chances?
I know. I mean, the hundreds of thousands of apartment buildings to live, not just in the same building, but the same floor. And she goes, oh, there's no one in there right now. So I thought, oh, maybe I can.
Oh, God.
So I open up the door to 302, and there's someone living in there. And a girl, I think, because she had like small sandals.
Anyway, we're not going to jail. It's fine. We didn't do anything wrong.
100%.
100%. Okay, so this is the Single Besties podcast. You know where you're even at. I appreciate you for saying yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start with a question. We end with a question. The first question is, when is the last time you went on a date?
Probably a couple months ago. See, I have a great scam. And it's not a scam.
Okay.
But I have girls come see me at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Because I'll never be in a better state of dress. They see me perform. Hopefully I do well, and usually I do. So I'm in the all-leather outfits. I'm in, the hair's done to perfection. And, there's a certain sexual energy in the main room. If you're doing well, you're like a rock star to a degree. So I have girls come meet me there. And then and I tell them, I said, listen, if you don't like what you see, you don't even have to say hello to me after the show. Just leave. So that's how it's not a date necessarily, but it's
I was about to say, it's not a date.
No, 100% it isn't. And then we go out if there's a vibe.
Okay, so, but like, have you ever like planned a real date?
Oh, I'm the best. I would say the last date I was dating someone for about 2.5 months.
Oh.
So we would go to like Dantana's, Jones. I mean, girls who date me live the life. Trust me.
Oh, really?
So a typical date would be, here's what we would do. Jax from Vanderpump Rules?
Yeah.
Who doesn't know Jax from Vanderpump Rules? He has a bar in the valley.
Okay.
Called Jax's.
Mm-hmm.
So what me and this girl would do is on Tuesday nights, they would have his new show, The Valley.
Mm-hmm.
spinoff of Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
They do a live watch party.
Okay.
So we would go there. We would eat. We'd interact with Jax. Have a good time. We'd walk across the street and go bowling, which is really fun. And then we'd go to Jones for, I don't drink, but I guess she would have a nightcap. And so that's a typical day for me.
Okay, so you do know how to do it.
Oh, I'm the best. I'm telling you right now, even the exes who hate me will tell you that they were taken care of quite nicely.
Okay, so you were born out here, right?
Born and raised in the hills of Bel Air, California. Not every comic grew up poor.
Have you ever been married?
Close. I was engaged over the pandemic.
Oh.
And, various circumstances. We would have been married if there was no pandemic.
That happened to a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we just, during the pandemic, her family lives in Alabama. I'm out here. And my family's spread all over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, how do we get everyone together? And her dad, he's not like dying or anything, but he's older. So we're like, well, we can't, it's not safe with COVID and all that stuff to fly him out here. Or,
yeah.
At one point, we were just going to rent a room in Vegas, like at the Hard Rock or Caesars or whatever, and just, hey, listen, we're going to be here September 17th. Whoever wants to be involved in the wedding, that's where you got to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, unfortunately, didn't work out.
That's okay.
I mean, it's such a weird circumstance with the pandemic being really the main reason we didn't get married. It's, fuck, why did the pandemic have to happen?
Yeah.
That's, I almost was married. I mean, she had the rock on her finger.
Oh, are you sad?
Well, I mean, that was, that was 2 years ago. It was kind of a funny breakup now that I look back at it.
Okay.
Because she just, I wouldn't even say she moved out, she snuck out. Like, imagine, say you and I are dating.
Okay.
And I'm dating you. I mean, and then you come home one day and say that picture's gone. But it's like, is something missing? I mean, you can't quite place it.
Okay.
And then you come home the next day and that table's gone.
She did over a day?
Yeah, you think, I thought I was losing my mind. Like, was there something on this wall? Or, she was very strategic. Is that pillow gone? Like, it was very methodical, which is who she is. So I could kind of appreciate it.
Okay.
It's almost a genius way of how she did it. Obviously, I'm sad about it, but I can give her points for style.
It's a good style. Okay, so I'm from the South, and you're from out here. And, like, in the South, there's so much, like, pressure for people if you're not married. Even guys, like, if you're not married by 30, like, something's wrong with you. That's not, like, a thing out here. I feel like, has it ever been a thing? Like, have you ever been like, do you want that? Or, I just feel like people out here are different.
I mean, I think each case is its own set of circumstances. So, like, I'm 55.
Dang, you look good, Earl.
I moisturize. I keep my stuff tight.
You can curse.
Oh, okay.
We curse now.
Okay, I keep my shit tight. I spend a lot of money on moisturizers, but I'm not around women my age. Like, I'm around women your age. Your roommate's age. I'm not around 55-year-old women. So.
Would you date a 55-year-old woman?
If I like, yeah, absolutely. If I have I don't have a type. Like most men have a type. Blonde, big tits. Brunette, short, no tits. Like, it's almost a fetish.
Yeah.
I'm a vibe guy. So, if I vibe with someone, looks are almost secondary to me. But, I mean, obviously you want to be attracted to someone, and then, there's those rare girlfriends I've had where it's complete opposites. I like pro wrestling, she hated it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like, though, you are, maybe because you do comedy, you've been here a long time, but, like, every time I'm around you, there's all these beautiful women coming up to you. Like, oh my God, Earl, like, oh my God.
What's the vibe I felt? And it's I don't give a F what people think of me being 55 wearing skin tight leather pants. That's my style. Um, I grew up in the 80s, so most of the movies I like are 80s based. Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, Predator, yada yada. So I have an attitude with women of, you like it, great. If not, good luck with the group of guys that are out there now. Pinching pennies. Netflix and chill becomes, after about the first month, hey, just come over. No Dantana's dinner. That group. And that's about $2 with no booze.
No, it's seriously trash. What advice would you give to these men or women? Do you have bad experiences with?
I mean, well, my main problem with women usually,
Oh God,
Stuart, that I get a lot of damaged women.
why do you think?
They just bad relationships with their dad or previous boyfriends. Um, and so they look at me and go, oh, this guy's so nice. He actually gets my door. He pays for dinner, treats me like a human. But then after a couple months, it gets boring to them. Like, oh, he doesn't treat me like shit. It's crazy.
I can see that. I could see that.
So, it's navigating that for me. Because I almost have too many manners. And that gets boring to someone who's damaged. But, they are used to being humped and dumped. Or, just not treated well. So you think in the real world, how I treat women would be beneficial, but it actually is not.
That's real. Because I do think, though, it changed a lot after the pandemic. Like, your marriage or your potential marriage, like, ended because of the pandemic. But I think it made dating for single people, like, people don't know how to interact besides, like, hey, just want to come over and chill. Like, they don't know how to do that.
Well, I mean, I think the problem with pandemic relationships was, like now, if you're dating someone and you get into an argument, I would be like, hey, I'm going to go to yoga. I need to blow off some steam. Or I'm going to go play golf with my buddies.
Yeah.
Or you, or whoever can say, I'm going to go out with the girls to do whatever girls do. But during the pandemic, you couldn't do that. Like, if you and I were dating and this was the pandemic and we got into a fight, you'd be there and I'd probably be right there. And there's no chance for the tension to, ease.
Yes.
So I think that's, in terms of, like, men just want to get it in for the most part. So they don't want to.
Do you think it's smart for women to not give it up so easy?
Well, it depends what you want. If you just want to, pork a guy, have him come over.
But if you want them to take you serious, you think you should not do it soon?
I mean,
I don't think it matters because there's been times where I'm not trying to. I've made a guy wait like 4 or 5 months, and he still was an ass. Or you do it like first time you meet him, and then you have a great thing.
I mean, it depends what you want. Like if you, like right now, for me, I don't want really anything. So it's each day you assess how's it going. You assess what the girl wants. I'm at my age, I'm a great energy reader, so I can assess any situation like a Schwarzenegger in Terminator. With all the numbers going into his head and calculations. Mm-hmm. So, like I had a girl come see me the other night at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
Saturday night set. And we talked for a little bit afterwards, but I just knew she wasn't the greatest match.
Okay. How?
You could just she was very nice, but you could just tell. It was just something in the air. That a romantic match was not probably in the cards. Could we hook up in the future, just like a bone down? Sure. But, I knew instantly, within 2 minutes of talking, okay, this is not my next girlfriend.
Yeah. So, it doesn't matter how long you make a man wait?
It depends on the guy. Some guys are horned up, and some guys aren't going to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on dinners and dates if they don't think they're going to get the punani. Some guys will.
They'll wait it out.
Yeah.
And still have bad intentions.
Well, I can't speak for. It's usually older guys are in it for the long game. And it's not just sex, but like I've had more sex than most, so I'm not.
Okay.
No, I don't mean that. Like I'm not like Tommy Lee or anything, but like, that's not my priority.
Yeah.
But you take someone in their 20s who's probably all testosteroned up, would put their weenie in a chair if it had a hole in it. They're probably going to be like, okay, it's the third day, the third dinner, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. You said earlier that you feel as though you attract damaged women.
100%.
Do you think that there's a part of you that's damaged, that's attracting them?
I mean, we're all damaged, but I honestly think the reasons I gave you before are why I attract damage.
They think they want a nice guy, but then they get a nice guy and they're like...
This is boring. Daddy issues, some of them had uncle issues. Comics are scumbags.
Yeah, I found that out.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm in a business that is not the greatest dating pool for women, to be honest with you, because it's this guy's horny, this guy's horny. I'm just a number to them. And not every comic is like that. Male comic, but it's not a great. That's why they say you shouldn't date comics. But that's all I'm around.
I know. You date comedians?
I mean, I'm not around lawyers. I'm not around. I'm around a lot of fitness instructors.
Okay.
But they all fuck each other. So because that's an even hornier group than comics because they're all in great shape.
They're all hot.
And like the yoga class I'm in a couple hours, everyone's it's hot yoga. So you're basically in your own.
Yeah. I love hot yoga.
Oh, it's great, but like the teacher's in a thong, and the dudes are all ripped. The girls are, you're bending over. Like it's a very sexual energy. So I can understand why yoga instructors then all blow it out, and
Jesus.
CrossFit instructors probably do the same. So comics are, in that category, I guess.
No, but you were, okay, so let's be serious. You were one I know. No, trust me.
That's the thing. It's like this, I'm not like doing shtick here.
No, it's real.
It is real.
But I mean, I'm going to be serious. Because like when I was out here dog sitting, you were like one of the first people that was like nice to me out here. And you are nice. Like, I think you are a nice person. That's why I always like, even though I don't really like talk to comedians anymore, I still talk to you because I think you're a nice person.
Well, it's just how I was raised. My mom was from Cartersville, Georgia. So
I feel like I knew that.
I might have told you.
Yeah.
So she taught me basically always be nice to the girl and they'll come back. Let's just say I have a high return rate. And, I didn't really learn a lot about women from my dad, but, he was like a gigolo, so, because he was a great looking guy, so.
Were they together?
Yeah, they got divorced and then remarried each other.
Oh.
So it's a weird, that doesn't happen usually. So I learned mostly about women from my mom, like, hey, make a girl happy first, and she was talking sexually, and they'll always come back. And Mom, you weren't wrong.
Oh, I feel like you can tell a lot by a man by like his relationship with his mom.
Yeah, my mom was. My parents were very strange, but like they were effective in their parenting.
It is. You are a comic. We haven't even talked about that. He's a comedian, and
I'm a performer.
He does it all. And but you're also like healthy, like you like, and I feel like that's something that not a lot, or just the ones I know, aren't very like health conscious. Like you do that ever since I've known you. You've always do hot yoga. You're eating right. You don't drink, which is like crazy. I don't think you smoke. Like you don't.
I've never had a drink, drug.
You've never had a drink?
No. I'm straight edge.
What?
Which is why everything works. You know what I mean?
Are you using this to try to get girls? I'm just kidding. There's a lot of girls.
Well, I would assume that this is most relationship podcasts. I would assume skew towards a female audience.
Yeah.
No guy is going to be one. Not this in particular. They don't want to hear the female's point of view. They're like,
no, this is for the girlies.
They'll go to that guy. I don't know him, so this is not like a friend of mine who I'm trying to plug his podcast. There's a guy on YouTube. His name's Corey Wayne, and his shtick is he teaches men how to be a 3% man.
Oh yeah, like one of those like Andrew Tate type.
He was before Andrew Tate.
Really?
And basically his shtick is only 3% of men know how to treat women, and they're the alpha males. You know, don't call a girl too much, don't text too much. Women are whores. Like it's like crazy. I mean, that's his angle. Guys are gonna listen to that.
Oh yeah. I don't really want a huge male audience. The girlies support.
I mean, I listened to Andrew Tate a few times. Like, he seems like he believes what he's saying. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple other relationships.
What was that guy? He died, but he would rate women. What was his name?
Was he like a relationship guy?
Yeah, and women would go on there and they would say like their weight, their age, and like then he would be like, "What do you think you are?" And they would always be like, "I'm a 10." He's like, "I'm sorry, but you're like a 4."
I mean, that sounds like the guy who used to be on Howard Stern. Like they would have women, same shtick. I guess go down to bra and panties or a bikini, and he would mark you where he thought you could lose weight or whatever.
Oh my God!
And they wouldn't show the girl until the guy was done marking, and usually most girls would have like 50 red marks. Like he'd be like, your arms could be bigger, red dot here, or you got love handles, red dot, and then it would usually end in the girl crying.
That would never really fly.
Or there was a guy in LA radio, Tom Likas, and his shtick was just, he made Corey Wayne look like an angel. Like, hey, all women are whores. Get the abortion. I've had 4 of them.
Oh, Jesus.
But he had a huge male following.
Yeah, so you just have to be like outrageous. Anyway, you've never had a drink.
Never had a drink, no drugs, not even a cigarette.
Where did that come from? Especially,
My mom bribed me because I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters.
Okay.
She wanted, I think, me to be like the last of the Mohicans and be the pure Skakel of my family. And she's like, if you don't drink till you're 18, I'll get you the car of your choice. Within reason.
Yeah.
It's not like I want a Porsche slant nose. I turned 18. She took me to a car dealership, said pick. I picked. And then I was like, well, why drink now? Like, why start now? And that was when I was 18. So I'd be a pretty big loser if at the age of 55 I started drinking.
So there was never any like pressure, desire, nothing to do it?
And I've been around the wildest parties you can imagine.
Yeah.
I've been basically to orgies, because all my friends were managers and agents.
Yeah.
So if I know you know, but to the people watching this, to be an agent or a manager in this town, you have to be up and functional at 6 a.m. to deal with your New York clients, UK clients, because it's noon for them or whatever. And then you leave the office at 7. You have to go to a premiere. And then go to drinks after you're literally up for almost 20 hours every day.
Mm-hmm.
So during the weekends, you are up for 23 hours chasing girls. So because I was sober and whatnot, they would always have me around. So I got to go to the hottest nightclubs, parties in the hills that I saw things that, it's just a different era. Like,
yeah.
The Roxbury nightclub, which was a really famous, it's where Pink Taco is on Sunset now. But
okay.
For a while, that was the hottest nightclub in the world. Not just the city, but in the world. I could walk in there with my buddies. Because all the door guys were actors. So they knew that my friends were agents. So just, hey, come on in, guys. Playboy Mansion, all that stuff. So I've lived a rock star lifestyle on a Mormon's inside.
I just think I didn't even know you had never had a sip. I thought you were just sober. Never.
This is probably the worst stuff I drink.
Celsius?
No, not even. I was trying to tilt it. So they're not our sponsor. But I guess it does say Celsius right there.
I love your
This is probably worse than alcohol.
No, not a shot.
All the stuff that's in it, caffeine to maximum level and all these weird vitamins. Having a glass of wine would probably be healthier than drinking this, but my sleep schedule is so effed up that I have to have these constantly.
I am in shock. Do you think maybe you saw crazy stuff and you just didn't want to be, like, you didn't want to ever, like, I don't know. I've never met someone that's never had a sip.
Well, I mean, the great thing about that is all these wacky parties I went to, I have full memory.
Oh.
Like, I can remember them, like the 2 times I snuck into the Playboy Mansion. I can remember them.
I applied for a job there the other day.
Oh, is it still? It's not really happening anymore.
No. But just like at the Playboy, like to try to like produce content for them.
Yeah, I mean, I was on Playboy Radio.
Not like be a bunny, but like make the bunnies look bunnier.
I don't think they have bunnies anymore.
I don't fucking know. It was a job.
So,
it was on LinkedIn.
I know they still exist, but like
they don't have girls anymore.
I mean, I don't think they do like the monthly magazine anymore. It's all online.
Oh.
So, I think stuff like OnlyFans and just online porn has made Playboy kind of obsolete.
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to buy a magazine where you can just log onto your computer over there? I do think that's also made guys not be able to talk to women the way, like, you can just, I don't know. I just think it's made guys, at least my age, maybe not yours, but like, no offense. No.
But like, I think they don't know how to talk to women because they're just used to just seeing or know how to be like, intimate or like have a real connection because they've just been watching that since they were like 12 years old, like the hardcore kind of stuff.
Dating apps have ruined, I think, finding a real... Guys aren't dating apps to get laid. Like, any guy who's on Bumble is not looking for a girl.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So how has it changed? Like, because you used to have to like make not like saying you would have to like go out and meet girls, right?
Yeah, like you would have to like when I lived in this building in 1988. If I wanted to meet a girl, you would have to go to the club Roxbury.
Okay.
You'd have to go to you usually pregame somewhere at a nice restaurant like Nikki Blair's, which tons of girls there. All hoes, all tricks.
What?
If you're eating at Nikki Blair's, you're like in it to win it. So you'd go to Nikki Blair's to eat. Hey, let's go to Roxbury up the street. Let's go to an after hours. Like it was you had to go out.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if you're horned up, you just go on Tinder or Bumble or Hinge or Raya or Plenty of Fish. Craigslist, casual encounters. And hey, you just start swiping, and then you swipe enough, you'll find someone. So you didn't have that option back then.
What was your like line? Well, did you have any good lines?
Not really. Back then, I mean, I think when I got past at the Comedy Store in 2014, I really started blossoming with girls because it's quite a confidence boost to be passed there.
Okay.
But back in like when I lived here, I did all right for myself. I mean, I had a great body. I was jacked. So I got girls on that. I was working at gyms, so most of my girlfriends or flings or whatever I was doing were based off of the gym. Because that's all. It's like how I'm only around comics now.
Yeah. You were around the
Back
hot
then
people.
I was around aerobic teachers. And, I worked at a gym. It was in that John Travolta movie, Perfect, which was basically, it's a horrible movie, but it's so bad it's good. It was a movie that came out in 1983 that was about the meat market culture of gyms.
Okay.
So I worked at that actual gym that was in the movie. And it was true. Like, the manager at the Sports Connection I don't know how he hired me, but all he would hire were hot girls. So the staff was fucking each other. Of course. It was a great pregame for the world of stand-up comedy. You would have the tanning salon manager porking one of the sales consultants. You'd have a trainer upstairs porking one of the front desk staff. I mean, it was the Wild West. So that was my dating app, was the Sports Connection.
Okay.
When I first started dating it, I mean, I lost my virginity in that apartment. That's why I'm so...
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that wild?
Memory lane.
Right there. And I still...
How old were you?
21. I was a late...
What?
Yeah, I know.
Oh! That's so... You're so awesome!
Well, I picked up some steam last decade, but...
You still talk to the girl that you lost?
I mean, she's married and has 3 kids, so we don't talk a lot. I don't call her up, but I think the last time I did comedy in Philadelphia, she came to the show. We're very cool. I'm great with it. 98% of my exes I talk to. Even booty calls, one night stands, or whatever, you want to call it, flings. I talk to 98%, except for the last 2.
What happened with the last 2? Why don't you...
Well, the first one was...
this is so interesting.
Damaged beyond belief.
Jesus Christ, here we go again.
No, I mean, without a doubt, the most damaged person I've ever met in my life. And it just... I mean, I've never...
You don't have to go into it.
No, I mean, I don't even... It's still... I've never treated a girl that good because I knew she was damaged.
Yeah.
It still blew up in my face. So there's really not a lot of need to go, hey, how you doing? And then with the ex-fiancé, let's just say it's been a minute.
I can't wrap my brain around this because I'm the complete opposite. I don't talk to anyone that I've passed, really. I always love just blocking them.
See, that's how my ex-fiancé is. She's a savage.
Because I can't because then I'll be like, well, let's just get back together. And then that just blows up in my face.
Well, yeah, that can happen for sure, but I'm also, I have no desire to get back together with the first girl I slept with in 302. But in my mind, it's why not be friends? Because my specialty is parents. Parents love me. Even the girl I dated in the 90s, basically. I mean, unfortunately, her parents passed away pretty close recently, but as close as 2-3 years ago, they would invite me over for dinner still. And I hadn't dated this girl since 98.
Wow.
So I think that's what, the problem for me, and it's why I've had problems with the 2 girls that I don't talk to anymore. Everyone loves me. So they don't have a pressure valve to vent to someone like Earl's a dick. Yeah, he is. They're not going to get that from anybody. So once again, it almost works against me being nice because in the LA comedy community, now I'm not talking about my stand-up, everyone loves me. So you'll find it very hard to win over people. Hey, you got to pick a side.
Yeah, no,
most people are going to pick my side.
Yeah.
Now, I'm cool. I'm with some of the girls from my past, I don't think there should be a side. You want to be friends with me and her? Cool.
Yeah.
But some of my exes don't believe in that philosophy. You pick a side. It's either him or me. And usually they pick me. So I think that almost gives them more fuel
to hate you.
I don't know. To not like me.
To not like you.
I think it would be easier if, there was at least one person who's yeah, he's a dick.
Okay, so you said earlier you got passed in 2014. When did you start?
Oh boy, so long ago. I don't even really remember the exact year. I would say Oh boy.
Were you in 302?
No, I mean I'm trying to think. Here's the funny thing. I was so lazy when I moved out of 302. I literally moved across the street. 321 South San Vicente.
Why are you saying my address?
That's not your address.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
But it's near.
Like I remember. I mean, well, my balcony would face.
You had a nice balcony.
My place was. Every now and then I'll go on Zillow to see if that's available. Not that I would, because I own my condo now. I don't think I would come back here to rent, but my place was pretty nice. I mean, the bedroom was pretty big. And, it's probably the same size as your place.
I think that one's bigger.
I mean, I remember the master was pretty big. The second bedroom would be a nice office or a podcast room or whatever. Yeah. So I have I wasn't here that long, I think. Maybe 2.5 years. But it is it's a trip to be back in the building.
That made me feel like that I'm in the right place.
I mean, this is a great location for comedy, or, if you're working on a film, it's relatively close to the studios, and, it's a nice building. I mean, you always remember your first, whether it's your first sexual partner or whatever, or your first, I mean, this was my first home away from home, because my parents.
Mine too.
Yeah,
Well, like my first in LA.
Because my parents moved to Florida in '88.
Oh.
My dad, this will show you, my parents were a little on the wacky side. My dad literally walked home in '88. I didn't walk home, but he just came home, told my mom, yeah, we're moving to Florida. I've already sold the house. But that's who he was. Yeah,
they got divorced and remarried, which that's insane to me.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I came after the divorce. Like, I came the second, I guess, marriage. So, I'm lucky but they were meant to be together. Like, they were, and they died, I know this has nothing to do with, like, relationships, but it kind of does, almost.
Kinda.
They were so locked in, they died 2 months apart. No, and I'm glad it happened.
No, that's what they say, the other dies of a broken heart.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They were both sick, but, like, it all started with their 21-year-old Yorkie dying. Like, the dog died in October, mom died in January, dad died in March. Like, it was literally bam, bam, bam. They loved this dog. Like, and the dog probably should have been put down around 18. But, my mom, like, the dog never went outside in the final 3 years. It stayed in the bed with my dad. If something happened, new sheets.
Oh, God.
Like, no, I mean, no, it's kind of like, it sounds disgusting, but, like, this dog was on the program. Sheba, the Yorkie Terrier.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about your family.
Oh, I mean, but does kind of have something to do with relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how locked in they were. And I'm glad it happened that way, to be honest.
You were like their love child.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was the favorite, but I probably was. And my other brothers and sisters were all, like, amazing. Like, my oldest sister graduated top of her class at Stanford. I mean, top, not like top 10%. She was like the top. I think she was third in her class. She was incredibly smart. Both my brothers were like, could have been pro level surfers. I mean, it's a wild family, and so, but I got most of my mom's advice on women. I don't think she gave the others a lot of advice.
Do you want to get married one day?
I mean, it would have to be, I'm probably too old to have kids. Like, I don't want to be like.
Guys can do it till they're like 90.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, trust me, everything works. But if I had a kid, let's say you and I started dating, I got you pregnant tomorrow.
Okay.
You're going to have the baby when I'm 56. I don't want to be 70 years old and have a 12-year-old. That's not fair to the kid.
Yeah.
To me. And it's not fair to you.
Yeah.
like Al Pacino just had a baby.
That's what I was referring to.
So, like, that kid will be under 10 when probably Al Pacino will die. I hope he doesn't, but, like, he's 83.
Yeah.
Look at Bill Belichick, the coach of ex-coach of the Patriots. He's 72. He's dating a 24-year-old. So let's just say she got pregnant. He's going to be 73. And, you know, he could live to 100. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
But let's just say he'll die around 80. A kid, you know, that's not fair to do to the wife. And now you have an 8-year-old.
That has to grow up without a dad.
Now, granted, your husband, or they're not married, but your father's, you know, probably worth $100 million. So it's a little easier in their case, or Pacino. But so I'd have to find a woman that, okay, I don't want kids.
Okay. Okay, we end the podcast with a question. Are you ready?
Okay.
What is an ick you have about women?
An ick?
An ick. Do you know what that is?
I don't.
Like, oh God.
I mean, icky, like...
what, like, icks you out? Like, a dating ick or a woman ick?
I mean, body odor.
It's an obvious one.
Not really.
Really? Women smell? Well, you did all these yoga.
Yeah, but
sweating.
We shower before any nocturnal activities. Let me see. Being a gold digger, I get that a lot. Because usually I've never dated someone who's had more money than me. And I'm not rich at all. Like, Russell Peters is rich.
Yeah.
But in my case, I've usually been, I guess you'd call me the breadwinner. So I think there's also a comfortability of, well, I don't really like this guy anymore, but I'll stick with him because, you know, those Dantana dinners certainly aren't sucky. I've run into that a few times. So that sucks.
Would you date a woman that had more money than you?
I would date a poor woman. I'd date a rich woman. Yeah, I mean, if the vibe is right, I will date anybody.
A man?
No. Although, one time this girl was picking up on me at Jones.
Okay.
And, like, she put her hand on my thigh. You know, we're at the bar. So
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
And, I mean, she was hot. Like, very hot. And she's like, hey, just so you know, I'm trans. I'm like, huh? She's like, I have a dick. I'm like, well, just so you know, I'm trying to come. And that made it easier. In terms just kidding. So my ick would be gold diggers, and there are a lot. I mean, LA, as you know, is an expensive city.
Yeah.
But I would never date a woman just because she had more money than me.
No, but, like, could you? Like, I think that would be hard for some men, like, to be the breadwinner.
I have no ego in that regard, although I would say about a year ago, I mean, time is a blur to me, but I had someone interested in me that had a lot of money. They had a lot of money. And we went on a few dates or whatever, and I think we both decided, let's just be friends. Now, I could have totally used this.
Yeah.
And I don't think she would have minded, to be honest with you. But I'm just not like that. I would never stick with someone just because I could get a free meal or, hey, take me into YSL. That jacket looks nice. So those are my icks: gold digging and body odor. And I don't mean just BO.
Okay, I understand. I get it.
Well, no, I mean,
like, you know, odor.
I mean,
okay.
Hundo%. Because that's why I take such good care of myself.
Oh, I'm so OCD.
Like, if I think I'm having a date and there's a chance of, you know, some action might happen, I literally wash the areas 5 times. Just, you know, I got one of those water shower heads with the jacuzzi jet that gets full use. Trust me.
Well, that's good. Do you have anything exciting coming up?
Well, I'm on 5 TV shows at the moment, but 4 are canceled. So, if you like cartoons, it's the only thing that you could go, I want to see this guy. This guy kind of comes off as a creep, but he's funny. If you like the rapper Tyler, the Creator, I play the father on his cartoon, The Jellies. So if you have Adult Swim or HBO Max.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yes, he saw me at the Comedy Store one night. And this
Tyler
saw me during Roast Battle.
Shut up.
Which is a show I helped start, but now I'm banned from the room. But we won't get into that.
I hate all of those people too. Don't worry.
I'm banned from the room of a show I helped start. What? It's like banning Shohei Ohtani from the Dodgers locker room. It's like he plays on the team. But in the fun area of Roast Battle, I'm doing my thing, and Jamar Neighbors, you know Jamar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I met him once.
He brought Tyler, the Creator, up into the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought this skinny black kid was just some friend of Jamar. So I started ripping into him.
You had no idea?
No idea who he is.
Oh my God.
Because what would you say Tyler, the Creator is what in terms of genre? Is he a rapper?
Yeah. But he's silly sometimes too.
You would, like Bon Jovi is a heavy metal band.
He's a rapper.
So I don't really listen to rap a lot. I'm not against it. It's just not my thing. I like the Fat Boys. Those guys, even though the one guy was a pedophile.
Oh my God.
He could rap. No, the beatbox guy.
Yeah.
He died of a heart attack, but when you're in a group called the Fat Boys, probably one of you will die of a heart attack. So I don't know modern rappers. Like one, it's a long story to finish up because I know you got to go. But when we did Roast Battle in Montreal,
okay,
I was so pissed. We were all flying back on the same flight. I didn't want to sit with anyone, so I upgraded to first class because I'm not a poor. I wasn't sitting with the pores in the back. So I was sitting next to Kendrick Lamar. And here's the funny thing.
Okay.
He had a pair of Nikes out at the time. They were like polka dots. Mm-hmm. Like it was like a brand ambassador. And I had those on. I still had no idea I was sitting next to him. And Moses, who, is the creator of Roast Battle, he's frantically texting me, dude, do you know who you're sitting next to? I'm like, there's some black dude. I think he plays on the Lakers. And he's like, that's Kendrick Lamar. I'm like, great. It's a very similar vibe to Tyler. He comes up to me after the show, and he's talking with Jamar and Gerard Carmichael.
Oh, did you watch his show?
I didn't. And now, you got to understand, I love Gerard.
Yeah.
I used to give him clothes, literally, because I go, oh, this guy, he was poor at the time, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I would give him sweaters, and so I owe him a lot because he was the one who suggested, let's bring Tyler to see Roast Battle.
Okay.
I don't think, Gerard, if you're listeing to this, I've never thanked you.
Let's hope it's this one. I really liked your show on HBO.
So Tyler comes up to me after in the parking lot of the store and goes, I want you to be my father. I'm like, huh? Who are you? And he's like, I'm Tyler, the Creator, not knowing who that is.
Jesus, Earl.
I know, it's crazy.
Jesus.
Not knowing who Tyler, the Creator is, I thought he was like just some wacky friend to, Gerard's or Jamar's or Moses. I'm like, oh, you're Tyler, the Creator? Great, I'm Earl, the comic. And I said it exactly like
No, you didn't.
in his face. And all of a sudden, he didn't have a posse, and he still doesn't. His posse basically is his best friend Lionel.
Yeah.
Who, if you watch that show on Hulu, The Bear.
Yeah, the cooking one.
He's the pastry chef.
Oh my God.
That's Tyler.
I didn't know that.
That's Tyler's posse, which is why I like him now. He doesn't have 20 friends around him.
Yeah.
He's got Lionel.
Yeah.
So he's like, I want you to be my dad. And after we got through that, I'm like, who are you? And he's, oh, I'm Tyler the Creator. I've got a cartoon out. And you've got the most deepful, soulful voice soulful voice I've ever heard. And, unfortunately for me, he's so successful that the show's still on the air, but it's not canceled. But he's just too successful he just headlined Coachella.
Yeah.
So
it's still on?
It's still on. I think it's on Adult Swim, HBO Max, and the Cartoon Network. So that's
I wondered what your profile picture was.
Yeah, that's Barry Jelly.
That's you?
Yeah, I'm the only white guy on the show. Now here's the funniest thing. I know we're on the clock. Season 1.
Yeah, but you're
know. You have to go somewhere, right?
No, just work.
Oh, okay. So season 1, we did it at some rich guy's house in the hills. I knew this guy was someone, millions of dollars of recording gear.
Yeah.
Guitars, drums.
Yeah.
A soundboard that easily was $500,000. But we did our scenes by ourselves. And Tyler's in the booth. And here's the funniest part. And this has nothing to do with relationships. I had to say the dirty word.
You said it?
I had to.
They made you?
Well, they didn't make me, but it's in the script. So if you've ever been in a recording studio, probably most listening haven't. Like you're in a space like this, I am. And then over there is where all the recording stuff is, and there's a window so people can see you. They give you instructions. So right as I'm about to say that word for the first time, and obviously I think everyone knows what word I'm...
The N-word.
The N-word. And I don't mean I mean the N-word.
Hard?
Hard. So right as I'm about to say it, and we're rolling, action, and I'm saying every black person in the room looked through the window just to mess with me. But then in the second and third seasons, like if you played my wife, we'd be in the booth together.
Okay.
So the first time I met my cartoon family, Phil Lamar, who is, if you've any animation movie or cartoon you've watched, he's been in it. Like he's just like the Tom Cruise of voiceover acting. And a rapper by the name, you might know her, Kylo Kish.
Yeah.
She was my daughter.
Aww.
And then AJ Johnson was my wife. They're all three black. I walk in, and they thought I was the recording engineer. They're like, yeah, we're waiting for Barry. I'm like, I'm him. And they look at me and goes, all three at the same time. We're like, you're Barry Jelly? I'm like, yeah. And they all three at the same time were like, you're white. I'm like, well, you're black. Let's go. And so it's just funny that they had no idea. My voice in $1 million sound system sounds incredibly black. Because my mom had Southern twang.
Yeah.
You have.
It's just a Southern.
When people would call my mom on the phone, they thought she was black. She
really?
had a accent like, I don't want to say the wrong phrase, but it was like Civil War era, like.
Oh.
No, I mean, I don't know how to say it other than she had a accent that was, do you know Sarah Tiana?
No.
She's a very, very funny comic, elite roaster, and wrote on the Tom Brady roast and all that.
Oh, wait.
You know.
Yeah.
She's got a deep
twang. Yeah.
My mom's was 10 times more than Sarah's.
And so you got it.
And my dad had a deep voice, so it was like the perfect
storm
blending of, Tyler was like, I know a lot of black actors. I know obviously a lot of black musicians. None of them have your voice. Like, what about James Earl Jones, Darth Vader? He's like, well, we can't afford him. So,
wait, that's so cool, Earl.
Oh, he's the nicest.
I love his music.
I mean, I got I don't listen to rap, but what I like about his music is, like you said, he's almost doing stand-up in some of his songs.
Yeah.
He's got a weird.
A lot of rap lyrics are funny if you think about them. Like, yes, they're saying that. I do like rap a lot, so like I listen to them, and like sometimes I laugh when I listen to rap songs because it's like funny, like the wordplay, the like.
No, I mean, like I grew up. It's obviously a different era where the big rap groups of my era.
They like killed people.
Eazy-E, NWA.
Yeah.
Two Life Crew, which Two Life Crew was very not. They weren't Tyler-like, but like they had that song "Me So Horny."
Yeah.
Oh, me so horny. Me love you long time. Like that was as close to what Tyler does.
Yeah.
But they were, gangster rap. So it was Ice-T.
Yeah.
Or no, that was Body Count.
It was more like
aggressive.
Now I feel like it's more like wordplay. Yeah.
Great.
Like, I'll listen to that Kendrick song, that They Not Like Us, and there's funny lines. Like, there's funny, it's like, I feel like they do different stuff with the words now.
But, like, isn't he beefing with Drake right now?
Yeah, well, I think it's over. I think he won.
But, I mean, like, back, if this was 1988...
Someone would have died.
Suge Knight, one of them would have been killed.
Yeah.
Maybe both.
That's why I was getting scared.
Well,
I didn't want that to happen.
Well, it's a different era. I'm sure gangs are still affiliated with the rap world, but Suge Knight was I'm obsessed with this one channel on YouTube. By the way, subscribe to her. Do you have a YouTube channel? Subscribe to her channel first.
But then go look at this other channel.
There's a channel out there called Hood War Stories.
Okay.
And what it is this black dude with a voice very deep like mine does these breakdowns of neighborhoods in LA.
Okay.
So he'll be like, I was going to SoFi Stadium once. It's a new football stadium.
Yeah.
And I was going to see Metallica. So I'm like, I just want to see what that neighborhood's about because I have a nice car.
Yeah.
And this guy had a video breaking down SoFi Stadium. It's all Crip and blood.
Yeah.
Literally, one block is Crips.
It goes by the number. I've read or seen videos like
the rolling 60s.
Yeah.
And that's the 60th block of.
Yeah.
So Drake and Lamar, for me, it's like a laughable beef.
Really?
Because
I thought it was getting serious.
Yeah, but serious about Drake and Lamar, or I think didn't Tyler? I think even Tyler had a marginal beef with someone. I'm like, Suge Knight is a mob Pyru blood. Okay. So if you're beefing with him, you got problems.
Not us turning into a gang podcast.
I know, but I guess, it's like, so I don't think today's rap beefs are really, now although like Nipsey Hussle died,
yeah,
it still happens, but.
There was one lyric that made me like scared and feel icky when he was like, "You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac? That's gonna be your last stop." And I was like, "Oh well, Drake can never come to California."
Well, that's why all these rap shootings happen. I forget. So some rapper from Atlanta. He literally posted a picture on Instagram
where he was
at that. This is going to be not interesting to someone who's not from LA, but that mobile gas station on La Cienega in Beverly.
Yeah.
Right by the Beverly Center.
Yeah.
And within 3 minutes, I don't know if he was a blood or if he was a Crip, but the opposite went there and shot him. Like, it's like the home invasions when Tyler, the Creator, will post a picture of him in France.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm at the Soul Train Awards. Well, now all the thieves know, he's not home. Let's go to his house.
Yeah.
So, sorry this got into crime report.
I loved every second of it. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
The honor was mine.
The honor was mine. I'm going to go watch your show now.
Yeah, the Jellies, and, it's probably not coming back, to be honest. But it's a weird...
How many seasons?
Well, the first season was on his phone app. He probably still has it. It's like a Netflix subscription. I think it's called Golf Media. Where you pay $5 a month and you get all his music. You get his other. He had other shows before the Jellies. I think one was called Loiter Squad. Okay. Which was like half cartoon, half live action.
Oh, that's cool.
And he just walked away from it. Like it was. That's how the Jellies became. He's like, I don't want to do the Loiter Squad anymore. I want to do a cartoon, like a full cartoon. And then the last two were on Adult Swim and HBO Max.
Okay, well, you just gotta. All the besties are gonna go watch it.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about following me is it's the same all over. Whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, it's just Earl Skakel. So I'm pretty easy to find. Yeah. And if you want to come to the Comedy Store, DM me. I'm on Instagram, I guess, the most. Yeah. And it's probably a date. You don't even know it yet. No, I don't. But it's cheating how I do it. Yeah. Because I could take you to dinner tonight, wherever, it doesn't matter. But if you saw me on stage killing or doing well, like Joey Diaz kills, I do well. There's some sort of section, not like, oh my God, I want to F this guy, but like it's a power dynamic. If people can make you laugh, if you can make people laugh, you can make them do a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so attractive where a girl's going to stop me on the street and go, oh my God, I have to have it. They might. I mean, some girls might, but like in general, I don't think most girls are going to be, I've got to have the Skakel salami right now. Jesus, Skakel salami. But if you see me on stage, and even if you don't know, like my act is very 80s based. Some in your age, I don't get Miami Vice. What is Miami Vice? Who's Rat, the band? But it's how I do the jokes. I do it with I laugh. I don't know the references, but I laugh. That's my selling point is, even though you have no idea what I'm talking about, like, okay, I don't know who Rat is, but that's a funny joke. So come to the Comedy Store. You don't even have to, I'll just put your name on the list, and we don't even have to meet after, unless you want to. Okay. On that note, I love you. I mean it. Bye.